Well, hi, Andrew Bell here, and it's great to be with you. I trust all is well in your world and that you've had a great Easter, and of course, we all remember the significance of Anzac Day. A little discussed facet of the real estate market is that people are not turning over their properties as fast as they used to. It used to be that on average, people would turn over their properties between 3 and 4 years, which of course meant that some people stayed in their properties forever, whilst other people would turn over their properties within a year or so. This was driven by a large pool of people who saw real estate as a money-making mechanism rather than buying homes to live in. There were people who made a living out of buying properties, renovating and selling. That trend has eased back significantly as the cost of doing so has become too significant, but it is also now becoming a risk proposition. And because there is a diminishing number of properties that are old enough to require that major renovation. As such, we're starting to see that people are staying in their properties significantly longer. In the 12 months to July 2018, we saw a variety of turnover rates right throughout the country, with the regional areas having a higher turnover rate than capital cities. For example, Sydney. It saw a turnover rate of 4.1%, but outside Sydney was 5.6%. Regional Tasmania saw the highest level around capital cities, and that was at a rate of 6.1%, whilst the lowest turnover rates were in Perth with 3.3%. Now, closer to home, we see the Gold Coast with quite a high turnover rate at 7.2%. In fact, the Gold Coast, there were 18,206 sales out of the total number of properties on the coast of 250,045. This is a good, healthy turnover rate, which does continue to show the strong interest and demand for Gold Coast properties. But we're likely to continue to see that turnover rate soften, particularly in the current climate, where there is greater uncertainty about the direction of real estate market, which will probably see less properties coming on the market. I've had a significant increase in questions regarding what's going to happen to the real estate market should there be a change in the federal government at our upcoming election. And of course, negative gearing being eliminated for the resale residential market. I'll cover more of that in an upcoming e-newsletter, but there is one clear strategy that should be considered. Anyone who has negative gearing in place up until the time of the new legislation going through Parliament will retain that negative gearing rights. This is likely to see a significant jump in the number of people looking to buy their investment properties in the period between the election and the legislation passing through Parliament. This is also a very important window of opportunity for sellers of properties to be able to offer their properties to that increased number of investors coming on the market. As undoubtedly there will be a pull forward demand from investor buyers pre the change in legislation, and then a significant fall in the number of investor buyers after the new legislation comes through. So this means you need to have some very careful strategy considerations for both buyers and sellers to make sure you take advantage of this opportunity that will surface post-election. Of course, on the assumption there is a change of government. For both our buyers and sellers, we actually have a very big mid-year auction sale coming up in June. So make sure you contact us so you can take advantage of that, whether you're a buyer or a seller. One last thing before we close up, just want to extend my thanks to all of those who supported our recent Ray White Surfers Paradise Business Meets Sport function with, of course, Jonathan Thurston as our guest speaker. Wonderful day, raising $53,500, and that money will go directly to buy rescue equipment that is so needed here on the Surfers Paradise Beach, where we see more rescues every year than any other beach in Australia. So great to be supporting the team. It takes to over $900,000 the amount of money we've raised for rescue equipment on our Surfers Paradise Beach. Well, that's it for this fortnight. Stay safe, and I'll see you in 2 weeks' time.